Hi friends, how's it going? My name is Jade and this is my second month of my HRT diary. It's Saturday the 15th of April 2023. I've got my notes over here, so if I keep looking back at that, that's what that is. Sorry, I'm not that much of an improvisational speaker. I do need to have to write these out before I give them to you, you know? So yeah, today is Saturday, 25th of April. It's about 59 days on HRT. Sorry, 67 days on HRT and 59 days since I came out as trans publicly. It's pretty fucking wild how we got to 59 days this quickly. It feels like time has really flown by. So when I was writing my diary this morning, I was standing outside the chemist and my prescription arrived from Gender GP, which means I can stop self-medicating soon, which is fantastic because the E I'm using tends to dispense irregularly and I used too much last night and it creates mood swings. So basically I feel aggressive and I feel like over emotional if I get that kind of over-E'd out sort of way. So having somebody actually monitor my meds and taking it from a pill rather than a gel will be nice, because I always feel that like the gel is sort of inconsistent. Now, as it turns out, I'm going to have to wait even longer for my prescription because the pharmacy contacted me back and they said they're not sure they can take my prescription, which sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to call in on Monday and hopefully they can help me. As for my body, I'm wearing a corset right now, but I actually have hips a little bit, but the corset's helping a lot. I'm wearing more kind of shapewear and stuff like that to try and speed along the process of having a more sort of feminine body. But I did get below 100 kilograms for the first time in years. I've actually successfully lost about 16 kilograms of weight, which is super fantastic. My next goal is 90 kilograms, and the only problem is that my girlfriend Kay is a really good cook. And I actually love cooking and eating with her. We had a fantastic breakfast this morning and we put low calorie bacon, low calorie sausages. It was like a proper Irish breakfast fry up type thing. And it was still like 660 calories. It's like, shit. It looks like I have a bust right now, but I actually don't. That's padding. Once again, I'm still wearing padding, still wearing corsets. I still feel the urge to wear like stuff over my body because I still don't feel comfortable in it yet. But yeah, I have been trying to exercise. I do a couple laps in the park next door to me. It's funny because I was originally sort of worried about how big my arms are, but like I kind of like them now. Even though it does look kind of bulky and manly to have like biceps like this, I feel like it's kind of hot in sort of a dykey, lesbian-y sort of way to have like some sort of slightly manly stuff going on, or I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a stereotype of lesbians. It feels hot in kind of a butchy sort of way. I think that's what I feel like. I feel like having my muscles is actually not so bad, so I'll try and keep them at least for a little while longer. So I also started trans-specific counseling. I got a counselor who's like experienced with trans people, and we started getting into some of my anxieties that I've been having, and it turns out that I actually have a lot more anxiety about stuff than I actually realized. I'm more anxious about my body than I thought I was, because I've been in such a high after coming out. I've been feeling so good, but it doesn't mean that everything is fixed, you know? I still feel bad about not wearing makeup outside. I still feel bad about the shape of my chin, which is like, I'm sure there's people saying it's like, that's ridiculous. Plenty of women have chins like that, but I definitely feel it. I don't like having a chin cleft. And I didn't realize until I was talking with my counselor yesterday just how much I am willing to like pick myself apart and destroy myself over these aspects of myself. My hips, my chin, the fact I have no butt, that kind of thing. Like I'm not actually all that kind to myself. And I also found out that like I'm actually kind of afraid of coming out again at work, because I had this conversation with admittedly a transphobe. And he said something like, what was his exact words? He said like, it's hard for me to picture someone as a woman when they have male genitalia. And this person has not seen my genitalia. He's just assuming that because I told him I'm trans. And then it sort of occurred to me that if I tell people that I'm trans, especially cis people, they're going to be thinking about my genitalia. You know? If I tell someone that I'm trans, they're going to be like, oh, so you have a penis then? And I'm just like, no. Don't think about that. That's not something you should be thinking about. So yeah, I'm actually scared of coming out at work because I'm afraid that if I start talking about how I'm openly trans, then they'll immediately start viewing me differently. they're not only that they'll stop viewing me as a woman, they'll start thinking about my body, and they'll start thinking about like what parts I have or don't have and stuff like that. And it sucks because I feel like I'm a coward for doing that. I feel like it's cowardly for me to be trans and not to be open about it, because I feel like I'm kind of going back in the closet a little bit, you know? But at the same time, I feel like I have to choose between being trans and being a woman. I feel like I'm not going to be taken seriously as a woman if people know I'm trans, and they're not going to treat me like a woman if they know I'm trans. And that's scary, you know? I feel like that being openly trans actually sets me back in my dream of being treated equally like a woman. And that's, I don't know how to deal with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not a comfortable thing to be feeling right now. Um, but yeah, for me in my body, like I said, I feel like my progress has been good in transitioning. I'm getting less leg hair and stuff like that. It's just that the emotional experience of being trans has been about kind of realizing that the way I'm going to be treated and the way I'm going to be seen is a little bit out of my control. Um, and that kind of sucks because it means that, like, as a necessity, I have to kind of advocate for myself and be political when I don't want to do that. I don't want to be someone that, like, has to go and advocate for trans people or advocate for myself. But it feels like that nobody's going to understand me if I don't, you know? Maybe someone will come across these diaries and, like, understand how isolating it feels to have your life kind of politicized by people who aren't like you. But yeah, I think that sums up my trans diary for this week. I hope my voice is doing better this week in comparison, because I've been really trying to get my voice going. Um, it's difficult, to it's difficult to be me sometimes. I kid. Like, life has been better to me. Life has been better because I have K. I have my job. Um, I'm generally happier. It's just the edges. It's just the nuances of being myself that I'm having trouble with. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again next 15th. Next one is June 15th. Thank you.